All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast of Project 365, where we aim to bring hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the entire world, and together we can do this. So we have a couple of surprises today. Number one surprise, we have a guest host. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. This is Selenia, one of the former participants from January. So I'm glad to be here and glad to be welcomed as a co-host for today.
Yes, and like she said, she is no stranger to Project 365. And just to give her a little shout out, if you want to see her broadcast, please go to our YouTube page, check her out. She had an amazing story and presentation. I would love it. And to support her business as well. So we have a wonderful, amazing guest who I love to call my sister, and she has an amazing story, Miss Leslie Neely. How are you?
I am doing well, ladies. How are you both?
Very well. So glad to have you.
So I'm just going to give you the floor, and you can just go ahead and start with your journey.
Wow. Okay. So, hello, everyone. My name is Leslie Neely, and I am the owner of I Breathe Melody. And I'm excited to be here today just to talk to these ladies about my life and how breathing melody has helped me evolve as a person. I am a professional background vocalist, and I'm also a mentor to other creative singers, musicians, and I am also becoming a certified life coach, and that will be culminating very, very soon. I hope to finish that very soon. But I have dedicating my life to helping others, as I understand that others helped me get to where I am right now. So where can I start? Oh, wow. So for those who know me and see me now, while we're going through this pandemic, I look a lot different than you saw me when I was outside was opened up. It looked totally different. Um, in 2019, I made the decision that I need to take control of my health in a better way, and I decided to have bariatric surgery, which is commonly known as weight loss surgery. And it was not an easy process. I did 7 years of research before I made this decision. I went back and forth to the consultation several times. And out of fear, I just would not do it. But the longer I let the fear set in, the more weight I gained, the more depression set in. In 2014, I was laid off from my 20-year career with Baltimore City Schools, which was a devastating blow to an independent single mom to have her finances just taken away, and then had to downsize and relinquish my independent living situation, move back home, and become dependent again. I was out of work for 18 months, but during the 18 months, I was afforded opportunities to go back on tour, to travel globally. I started going back to Italy. I actually went to Japan and competed in a pop music competition. Weird, right? That I would do something like that. That was a whole experience in itself. And then took a part-time job, and then eventually, actually when I got back from Japan, I got the call that I was offered a full-time job with the state. So I went back to work, but I still wasn't really satisfied because I didn't have my independence anymore. And my son was still with me, still growing and transitioning through his life. So it was just really tough time, and food became my friend. Food is something that you usually does not disappoint you until it starts to disappoint you. Yeah. So I had actually made a conscious decision to check out of life. I didn't want to sing anymore. I had an opportunity to go to New York City with my vocal mentor, Charles Perry, who literally revived my musical life because he was my last stop. If he couldn't fix me, I couldn't be fixed. And he spoke life back into me musically, but I still could not move because physically, mentally and physically, I was just burdened. I was just burdened down. I couldn't move. So I just said, well, if people call me, I'll go. And of course, the calls get less because people see you less. And then those who see you, we're in an image driven industry. Can she do this? Can she keep up? You know, gospel music has changed from standing in place to now you got to run across the stage, you got to go into the audience, you got to do dance steps, you got to move and all that kind of stuff. And I even posted a video. I was with one of my bosses, Jonathan Nelson, at an African church, and we were doing So Long Bye Bye. And it was just three of us on stage. Man, that was the longest 30 minutes of my life because I'm walking around doing everything. And when that was over, I was done. I was like, okay, sis, we got to do something about this. So the gigs were less, movement was less. I was going to work, coming home, sleeping, and eating. That's what I was doing because that made me feel good until the food stopped making me feel good. I would physically feel bad after I ate, whether I ate small portions or if and I think this is the first time I've said this publicly, binge eating, which looks different for some people. Some people go on binges where you just eat a whole lot of food. Well, I didn't do that. I would eat a little bit, but I always over, I overbought food. I bought too much food out of fear of not having it when I wanted it. So that drained my finances. Like it was just hitting, food was just hitting everywhere in my life in a bad way. I was in a very toxic relationship that God freed me from eventually. But it wasn't until I made a decision to take control. So some people are saying now weight loss has really changed, Leslie. Well, the decision in my mind is what changed, Leslie. What you see with the weight loss is just the outward manifestation of an inside job that started way before June. So once I made the decision, I did the 6 months. When 2020 happened, I said, okay, I'm gonna do this one surgery. I'm gonna do this weight loss surgery. I'm gonna get my driver's license. Those are three things I said I was gonna do in 2020, right? I finished driving school March of 2020, right? Then here comes COVID. I was like, what is going on? Like, this cannot be real. My weight loss surgery gets canceled. My other surgery, doctor says, we don't know when we're going to be doing this again. I'm stuck. I'm like, okay, what to do now? I didn't stop eating. I got further and further down into that space of how can I do this? And I mean, to literally move and to walk up a flight of stairs every day was just a chore. And walking should not be a chore. It should not be a chore. So the last big thing that I did musically was there's an artist, Capria McLaren, here in the DMV, and she had a video shoot right when I think the next day they were going complete shutdown. So we were on pins and needles doing this video shoot in this church. And it was a real video shoot with camera crew and everything. We had to do 3 sets and it ended up being 4. So that means 4 sets of, I think we did 2 or 3 songs that I had to physically maneuver through. And when that was over, I just sat on the end of the stage. I couldn't even walk to the back. And 2 of my brothers who were there came over to me, Les, what's wrong? And I just started sharing with them where I was. And I said, I promise y'all, next time y'all see me, I'm not going to look like this. I'm not going to feel like this. So a week later, doctor calls me and says, can you get ready for this in 2 weeks? Yes, I can be ready in 2 weeks. So I set in my mind everything I needed to do. I knew what I needed to do. I still didn't quite do it. My very last day before I went to 2 days of liquid before my surgery. I ate uncontrollably. It was insane. I was embarrassed, but I share it because it was like, do or die, Leslie. You got to get this done. And I did my 2 days of clear, went and had my surgery. My doctor was like, you did amazing through the surgery. I didn't think it was going to be this great, but it was great. A sister friend of mine allowed me to come and recover at her home. I didn't have to lift a finger, so my recovery was amazing. And as of today, I have, since June of 2020, I've lost 146 pounds with the help of a surgical tool. And it's so exciting because I'm getting used to this person. I don't know her. I have to learn who she is. And what I love about how Breathe ties into this is that I never stopped working my company. During the pandemic, I would do Instagram lives with people and have creative conversations. I would pull on my singer friends and talk with the singer ladies and talk with the male guys and do all kinds of things just to stay engaged. And I look at those videos now and I watch how I've changed physically, but daily my mind is renewed. And there's something that I'm kind of known for, but I got this concept from Bishop Ralph Dennis. When I came to Kingdom Worship Center, the first thing I heard him say was, I be who God says I be, and I be it now. It's no waiting. That was 21 years ago when I heard that, and I am still being, I am still walking that out every day. And that really has helped me to stay focused and stay committed, not only to myself, but to the other creatives who lend their lives to me, their creative lives to me. During the pandemic, I was able to ask 7 people if they would give me 12 months to work with them as a pilot program for free to see how I could help them move. And I'm honored and proud to say that all of them, except for one, and he's only staying because he came in a little later, but he still has moved from not only point A to point B, but I'm saying C, D, E, like businesses have launched, careers have launched, CDs, projects have been released, and they just don't need me anymore. So it helped me solidify my purpose of being that person at the grassroots and the ground level of building creatives and independent artists to push you to where you're supposed to be, to give you the information so that you don't make the mistakes, you don't make the pitfalls that some of us have made, and you can move on further. So I can hand them off to whoever and whatever is waiting for them in their future, which also has opened me up to having my own community, subscriber-based community, and a platform with 5 new people plus one that stayed with me. So being, you know, just who God really has made me to be meant I had to take control of my health. I have to do the things that help me to live. I have 3 beautiful granddaughters, 9 months, 3 years old, and 5 years old, who love their Gigi to pieces, and I love them. And I need to be here for them to give them, you know, everything that they need. And what I feel like I didn't get, like I just have to pay it forward. I have to make a difference. So that's kind of, where I am right now. I could not have done this without the help of God and asking. One other thing that I learned at Kingdom was you can ask God for his wisdom. And the scripture says that he will give it to you when you ask him for it. So it's weight loss, even though it's rapid weight loss, this must be coupled with therapy. Let me make that clear as well, because your body chemistry is changing at such a rapid pace. Your brain changes as well, and people will say, well, you're just going to gain the weight back. Well, let me tell you the caveat to that. I'm enjoying my honeymoon period right now. And if by chance there is weight gain in my future, I will never gain back the emotional weight, the trauma bound weight that I lost during this process. It's just a tool. It's how I work it. I talk about it publicly to hold myself accountable to do certain things. So yeah, I'm honored just to be alive in this moment, to be a walking encouragement to someone else that with the help of God, you really can take control of whatever seems out of control in your life. You can manage it and you can make a difference. So being, breathing, all of that works together to help somebody else be their best self.
I absolutely love it. So you already know I'm so proud of you, and I'm sure Cece's proud of you as well.
Absolutely.
I'm serious. Like when I got a chance to see Leslie in person when she came through my job, and I was like, I just started screaming in the middle of the airport. Because not only was my first time seeing you in over a year because of the pandemic, but you look amazing. And I'm not just talking about physically, like you can see the change that's inside. And you just look so happy. And it just made me smile seeing you smile. So we are literally standing in the airport, giving like the longest hug ever, just smiling. Like, so just picture that, just cheesing. So, yeah. But it was such a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, and happiness is a choice. Like I was looking all of my life for external things to bring me the joy that I desired, to bring me the happiness that I desired, and it just wasn't outside. I had to make a decision that I deserved to be happy. I am worth being happy. And how do I get to that happiness? I got a lot of retooling going on, a lot of revamping, a lot of old behaviors that I have to submit to God. I have to, meditate on. I have to read. I do a lot of reading and a lot of research so I don't continue to perpetuate the things that gave me the poor life that I had. That it was okay for what it was, but it's time to really live now. And I love it when people who knew the guarded, disgruntled Leslie encounter me now. It's like, who are you? Like, yeah, I'm learning her too. Ain't she cute? Get into her, okay?
She is. She definitely is. I mean, your testimony was so rich, and you said so many amazing things. One of the things that stuck out was how you said that your weight loss was just the physical manifestation of a decision that you made, and the application of that is for anything, because it may not be, weight gain that the person who is listening to this might be struggling with, but whatever it is that you need to let go of, that meant the manifestation is on the other side of a decision. A decision, like you said, to acknowledge the worth that you already had, you just didn't see it. And to make choices based on the fact that you knew, I deserve this. I'm worth this. I want to be here. I want to be here for those beautiful grandbabies and for the people that need you, because you're changing lives just by being like that. And I'm like, Archbishop's been saying that for so long, and it's so true. Our purpose is to be, and we just have to figure out what do I need to equip myself so that I can really be who I'm intended to be. And so Thank you for sharing. That was very inspirational.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And you know, Cece, I'm so glad that you brought up that particular point, because if our viewers don't get anything out of this amazing testimony and journey that she's going on, is that you have to make the decision to be who you want to be. And if you are struggling with weight loss and you're thinking about, oh, I want to get the surgery, listen, like she said, it starts up here. You have to be ready mentally. And once you're ready to continue to embrace life for all that it has for you and not let anything stop you, once you make that decision, whether you decide to do surgery or you know what, I'm going to change my eating habits, like cold turkey, or just exercise. Mm-hmm. Once you make that decision, it's like nothing can stop you. And I know our viewers have had something in life where you're just like, no, I know this is who I'm supposed to be, or I'm supposed to do this, and I'm not going to let anything stop me from doing it. That's where we want all of you to be. All three of us on this broadcast right now, we've all had situations in our life where we had to make that decision, like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. Yeah. I'm either going to stop playing with myself. I'm going to do what I was going to do. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to, you know, like Cece has an amazing podcast, by the way. You all should check it out.
Wow,
you know, and I'm sure she came to that decision, like, you know what? Because I mean, when things like that happen, like her podcast, I'm sure, and she can tell you, I'm sure she didn't just think of it like the night before and get it done. No, you got to say, I can do this. Like, this is something that people need to experience. And then once you realize that, you know, you are worth everyone experiencing, and what you have to offer is worthy of people experiencing it, and people need it. Once you decide that, hey, I'm the bomb, like, let me just share myself with the world, that's when the magic happens, and that's where it is. So Leslie, I am just so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you decided to agree to come on this broadcast and share your journey with all of us.
Absolutely. I love you guys. You guys are my family.
And shout out to Archbishop. Can we just give him a shout out? Because if you haven't realized, we brought his name up so many times during this entire year. He drops life-changing golden nuggets. If you don't know this man, Archbishop Ralph L. Dennis, you need to get on board, because he's changing lives 20 years ago to today. So.
Yes, yes.
And just a plug for Kingdom Worship Center. I'm so glad that you mentioned therapy, because at the current moment, Archbishop is in the middle of a series about mental health and the Bible.
Yes. Yes.
And the fact that therapy is not, you know, antithesis to prayer or God. And it's so great to know that our spiritual father, a general in the Lord's church, is at the helm of this conversation for so many people. It is so important for us to get, you know, to talk to a therapist. It doesn't mean you're crazy. Just go talk to someone. It's okay.
It
now,
is okay.
Oh, sorry. So Cece, how can people, if they want to get in on the mental health series that he's doing and they've missed the past sessions, how can they log on to see that?
So we are on Facebook at Team KWC. All of our services are there. And we are also on YouTube at Kingdom Worship Center Media. So all of our services are there. And we stream every single Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So you can catch up, and then you can log on Sunday and watch the very next service. I tell you, the experience we had yesterday, if you weren't in the building, you do not want to miss the service streaming on Sunday. It was bananas. It was bananas.
I was not there physically, but I heard, from multiple people, like, it's the place to be, seriously. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming on our podcast, guys. And viewers, we just want you to be the best you that you can be. That's what this entire 365 project has been about since January 1st, bringing hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our viewers. So until then, we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Wait. Before we leave, Leslie, if there's a creative, a singer who wants to work with you, I would be remiss if we didn't give you the opportunity to let everyone know how they can connect with you. Because she's an awesome singer. Like, her voice is amazing. And I know she's already saying that she's helping people. So I know there's somebody listening that's like, I need her. So how can they connect with you? before we go?
Thank you for allowing me to share that information.
Of course.
Feel free to visit my website, www.ibreathemelody.com. You can find all of my resources. You can find about me, who I am, and exactly what I do. Access to book my services there, as well as become a part of my new subscriber-based community, which is on Patreon. That link is there as well. And you can follow me on Instagram at I_breathe_melody, and Twitter sometimes, but mainly IG. But my website has a link to all of those things.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing that up. I would have been like, oh man, I forgot.
It's okay. We got each other's back.
Yes. So thank you once again, guys. Hit her up. She's an amazing woman, an amazing mentor, especially when it comes to singing and being creative in any way. She will push you to get to where you need to be. So if you need help, if you know someone that needs help, hit her up, okay? Patronize her businesses, her just hit her up, okay? Use her while she's available now before she starts traveling overseas again, because the world's opening back up a little bit. So,
and I'm out of here in December, okay?
Yes. So take advantage of that now. Okay, so now we can close. So we will see you again tomorrow with another guest, okay, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are glad to be here with you today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.